Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to the college football playoffs in Red Bull College. We're at game number 2 now, first game of the day. In the second round, we get James Maddison taking on Texas Tech. So let's get into it. But first, some James Maddison highlights from the last round. Looking, waiting. Finds his man, gets past midfield, gets past the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Big run for again. The passing game's been good for both teams. The running game hasn't been as up. Second and goal, looking and finds the open on 3rd and 2. Looking, and that's a touchdown. That might have just ended. Well, let's go and see the bracket before the game starts. Well, this is the bracket as of right now. Ohio State beat Miami, and the winner of this game will play the winner of the Alabama-Indiana game. Alright, here we go. James Maddison taking on Texas Tech. James Maddison is a Cinderella team at this point. Will they continue their Cinderella run, or will Texas Tech beat them? We'll see. They already beat Oregon. Can they beat Texas Tech? And that's a nice little start, as he's going to go past the 40, past the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, slowing down, and is going to almost break all the tackles and be tackled at about the 8. Big run, gets around everyone. All the way to the 8-yard line. Texas Tech's defense just completely collapsed, at least in this play. We'll see if they're able to hold him, as he's going to be at the 8. Good. And finds the receiver for the touchdown. And just like that, James Maddison is now up. Strikes first in 2 plays. Wins at 5 miles an hour. And he got it. 7-0. James Maddison. We'll see how Texas Tech responds. And take it off past the 15, 20. He's going to get past the 25 and the 30, and he's going to go around everyone past the 40, 45, and will go down at about the 46, 47. Good run by Texas Tech. Good kick return, and that's going to be an interception. I threw it too short. Well, that's bad. So, great run, great kick, great return, and ultimately interception next play. That's not great. So, 48-yard line, they're at their own, and he loses a yard there, so it's 3rd down. 3rd and 3. They're at their own 47, and there he goes, breaking more tackles, past the 40. He's going to go around him past the 30, 25, 20, and gets tackled at about the 15, 14-yard line. Nice handoff, gets around everyone, breaks tackles. Is able to dupe another guy out, and ultimately couldn't break that tackle. They're at the 14, hands it off, gonna continue to go down. Makes everyone miss. Stiff arms and touchdown, just like that. Just like that, James Maddison is now up by 2 touchdowns. Everyone was missing there. Gonna hand it off, and he's gonna get it. 14-0. Already James Maddison up by 2 touchdowns. A minute left to go in this first quarter. Gonna go. Already got to the 45. He's gonna get tackled at about the 27. 26 for a decent return. And he'll go to the 6. So it'll be 2nd and 4. Looking, throwing, And that's caught, but not quite. 16-yard catch. Gonna get to about the 49. Hands it off and is gonna get nowhere. Looking. Throwing. Deep. Caught. And is gonna get tackled at about the 28. 29. Gonna hand it off. And it's 4 yards. 4 seconds, and he underthrew it, and that's the end of the first quarter. Texas Tech has it in James Maddison territory for the first time, actually. First good drive by Texas Tech, and that's a big throw to the 1. So Texas Tech, just 1 yard to go, and he's got it. Touchdown, Texas Tech. They're finally on the board in the second quarter. 5 yard. 5 wind blowing 5 miles an hour. Just started the second quarter. Can Texas Tech start building some momentum after that touchdown? There goes James Maddison, as he's only going to get to the 24. So, again, decent return. And there's a 5-yard pickup for the running back. 2nd and 5. Looking. And that is a catch. Past midfield, past the 45, and he's going to get to the 43 before getting pushed or tackled out of bounds. No one was on him, no pressure at all. Gonna hand it off again. It's been working as he's gonna get a first down and more. Breaks another tackle, 25-20, 15, and that's gonna be about the 14 where he'll be tackled. Big run. Throwing and overthrows the target. 145, hands it off, and is only going to get nowhere. It's 3rd and 10. Looking, gets around him, past the 10, past the 5, touchdown, and just like that, it is back to a 2-touchdown game as James Maddison again continues to lead. This game wasn't like this against Oregon. We'll see if Texas Tech is able to respond and do well in the second half, but this is not a great start for Texas Tech at all. As that's going to go nowhere. James Maddison is taking all that Texas Tech is throwing at him. Only 1 touchdown allowed so far. So he's going to get to the 41, 42, 41. Going to hand it off now. Still going. Past 45. Past midfield. First down and more as he's going to get to the 42 of James Maddison. So James Maddison is now... Texas Tech is now back in James Maddison territory. They've got 4, and it's intercepted. That's the second pick of the game for the Texas Tech quarterback. They're at home, and it's just not, for some reason, they're not doing the best. Hopefully they can respond in the second half, as that's going to be nowhere. This is the 12 team. This is the 12th team. This is the worst team in the bracket. And Texas Tech, this is the worst team in the bracket. And James Maddison has come out and beat Oregon, and they're now beating Texas Tech by now 3 touchdowns, as there's a big run again. A good, nice catch, and it's going to go all the way down past midfield, past the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, as they're now leading by 21 points heading into halftime almost, with 9 seconds left to go in the first half. The game was closer at halftime with the Oregon game, but Texas Tech has lost any momentum they gained from that touchdown. Well, that was a crazy first half. James Maddison up 28-7, dominating so far. Let's go to some highlights from the game that happened last night. Ohio State, Miami. and then go back to, and then we'll go to the second half. Throws the ball, and that's a touchdown in Ohio State. That's what Miami could not do, is now Ohio State has the ball at their own, at Miami 25, and he's already gone, and that's a touchdown. It is Miami has built a drive here, just a little bit, and that's a good play by the running back. There he goes, past the 10, 5, touchdown, and Miami is first down Ohio State. Looking, and nice catch again. Another first down, past the 45, past the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's going to showboat a little bit, and now a touchdown. Going to want to keep Ohio State off the field and potentially win this game. You also see he caused some turnovers. And there goes the running back past the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. And just like that, it's going to kick a field goal, means blowing it 2 in the direction of the post, and that will help just as many mistakes as he's made. And it's going to work as Miami is going in 13. Looking, and that is almost a pick into a second half. Here we go, 28-7. Can Texas Tech start building some drives and scoring some touchdowns, as they have to come back from a 21-point deficit to win, to try to at least tie this game and force overtime. We have not had an overtime game yet this season. Maybe it happens, but Texas Tech has to start scoring touchdowns for that to happen. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And there it goes. And he's going to get to the 25. That's about it. Going to throw it deep. And he's going to get to the 25 of James Maddison. So nice start for Texas Tech. He's going to get only 1 yard. 2nd and 9. What else can Texas Tech do in this drive? Looking for someone, and anyone who's open, and he's going to go all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas Tech. That is the way Texas Tech had to respond heading into the second half. They need to start scoring touchdowns. It's back to a 2-touchdown lead. Can they come back? 6 miles per hour wins, and he's going to get it. It's 28-14. Now the defense has to stop James Maddison. That is also the key. The defense has to start. No turnovers by the offense and no touchdowns allowed by the defense. That's what has to happen for Texas Tech to come back. They could. It's only a minute 48 left to go in the third quarter, so anything can still happen. As that's a 1 yard play, as it's 4th down, and that is a great stop. Will they punt? Yes, they will. They're up by 2 touchdowns. Deep throw, and that is big throw all the way to the 47 of James Maddison. So from the 28 to the 47 from the 28 of Tech from their own 28 to the 47 of James Maddison. Big throw right there. Back to the 25, back to the 45, past the 40, into a first down, and almost to the 35. At the 36. Looking, hitch route, works, and is only going to get 4. 41 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Going to hand it off. Going to get around everyone. There he goes. Hands it off. Not hands it off. What am I saying? Breaks the tackle and gets the first down. They're at the 25. Looking, deep throw, caught. And he's going to get it and showboat a little bit. Touchdown, Texas Tech. Just like that, it is a 1-score game. Texas Tech is beginning to come back here. James Maddison has to respond. 6 mile per hour wind still. And it works for him. 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. What can James Maddison do? They're going to take a touchback. It's 28-21. Hands it off, and he's going to break some tackles and only get 2. 10 seconds. Throws it and is knocked down. 3rd and 8. Hands it off again. Stiff arms. Gets around them all. Breaks tackles and almost gets to the first down. Gets 7. And that's going to be a 4th and 1. They're going to go for it. That's smart. And he caught it. First down. So actually a 4th and inches. But still, going to get a stiff arm. And it's going to be 4. So 2nd and 6 for James Maddison. They're up by 7. They need to continue. Even it's right into 2 defenders. And it's going to be 3rd and 8. 3rd and 7. Hands it off again. And he's going to try to get around him. But it only goes out of bounds. And it's now a 4th and 7. And they just punt the ball. It looks like James Maddison is beginning to play not to lose. And Texas Tech is starting to play to win now. But that's not going to help. It's a 3rd and 14. 3rd and 13. They need a 13-yard play. And he overthrows the tight end. 4th down. They will punt the ball, and James Maddison will get it. 1:52 left to go in the game, and it's only going to be a 1-yard play. So big stop by James Maddison. Now they got to get a first down, and they got to start putting points on the board again. Build back up the lead if they want to hold on to this comeback. Hold on to this lead and hold on to this upset. 1:21. They're beginning to waste time, which is smart. Not allowing Texas Tech to really have much of an opportunity, especially if they score a touchdown with 1:08. They need a big play here, as it is almost going to be a first down. Not going to get there. 4th and inches. They're going to kick the field goal. And he's not going to get it. And it's 52 seconds left for Texas Tech to go down and get a touchdown to tie it up. Or maybe a 2-point conversion to win. And there he goes. Past the 40, past the 35, 30. And gets to 25 and almost gets there. 30 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. 29. Right about the 29 as he only gets 1 yard, as it's going to be a 2nd and 9. Looking, gets it, but only gets 2. Timeout again. They got to start calling timeout. 13 seconds left. They're going to throw it deep. They got to, and he's going to catch it, and he's going to go out. 5 seconds. Last game. This is for game right here. They're looking right into coverage. He's going to take off. And he's not going to get it. Time's up. And that's game. A big stand by James Maddison to beat Texas Tech. What a win. Well, that was a crazy game. Last minute, down to the wire for Texas Tech. Almost completed the comeback. Didn't do it. James Maddison ultimately holds on. They're in the semifinals now. As a 12 team. They're going to be playing the winner of the Alabama-Indiana game, which is next, but I mean, they're the 12th team, and they're in the semifinals as supposed to be the worst team in the playoff. So that's crazy, but let's go to the bracket and see what it looks like now. Well, this is the bracket. As you can see, JMU moves on, beating Texas Tech. Winner of the Alabama-Indiana game will be playing James Maddison, and the winner of the Ole Miss-Georgia game will be playing Ohio State.